Welcome viewers to another fabulous episode of Unapologetically Free. Now today I'll be answering some of the viewers' questions that I received from my previous video. So here goes. The first question is from my ID. So just paraphrase his very long question. Basically it goes something like, will a long period of not watching pornography, not masturbating, and not having an orgasm close the semen production in our body? Now, the most straightforward answer to you is no. You will not close the semen production in your body. You will not. Because, number one, pornography is kind of a recent invention, or at least high-speed pornography is a recent invention, and your ancestors in the past didn't have their semen production closed off, so neither will you. And I think the most intuitive and simple reason for this is that you will still continue to have wet dreams once every 20 days, 30 days. So in that sense, your semen will still continue to be ejaculated through your body from time to time through wet dreams. And that is why I don't think that, I'm very sure actually that there will not be anything as ridiculous as your body stopping semen production. On the contrary, the semen that is built up in your body, when they are not ejaculated, your nutrients will be translated into other forms that will help you gain more energy, gain more drive. And that is exactly what I cover in my semen retention video. Go and check it out. The next viewer asked, Chris Peterson asked, can you do a vlog? I'm interested in seeing how you structure your day so that you can overcome the urges. Yes, I can and might do a blog in the months to come, so I will definitely take what you say here into consideration. Yep. The next question is by Hans Fake Name. Can you light up the possible negative issues with No Fap? I heard there can come some problems with the prostate, but this information is not safe. I like this channel. Go on like this. Thank you. And I think first possible negative issue is No Fap, which is not really that negative, but it is still something that doesn't feel good, is that withdrawals can feel really, really bad. I remember when I first went into No Fap, like really extreme mode, the first 7 days I was consistently aroused. I feel like there's like weird sexual energy moving around my body and just felt very weird. It felt like everywhere you go you wanted to find something to have a sense of release. And then you continue through that journey, and then around day 30, 40, you suddenly feel like there's no life down there. It's all limp. It's all dead. And that is what No Fappers would know as the flat line, where you no longer feel that urge because the dopamine receptors in your brain are resetting, and you actually have very low dopamine release during that period of what we call the flat line. So I think those are actually negative hurdles that you have to cross. It's like a river of waste and bullshit that you have to cross in order to get to the other island on the other side, which is a lot more beautiful, and this is what you have to commit to if you want to go on No Fap. So that is one positive, negative issue. But as for what you mentioned about the prostate issue, same thing that I mentioned in the previous answer, I don't think so, because you will experience wet dream from time to time, which means your body does actually get to ejaculate. So I don't think God created us to screw up whenever we don't fap. So that is my answer for you. The next question is by Swami Vivekananda. How many wet dreams did you get so far? On average, I average about a wet dream every 30 days. But it can be random, or rather it can depend on the kind of stimulation you get on that day. Because for example, even like when I'm on my No Fap journey, if I choose to say, if I choose to view stimulating content, sometimes I actually get a wet dream on that very same night. And sometimes there were cases where I had wet dreams like 2 to 3 days successively in a row. So I haven't really cracked the code for the wet dream, but on average, okay, every 30 days. The longest I went without a wet dream might be 50, 60 days. So that's how it is. Not something that I've really cracked the code on. Next question is by Avi Sharma. Does No Fap make you look better? Now, No Fap over a prolonged period makes you feel better. And people who feel better and are more confident tend to express themselves better and therefore looks better. The next question is by Zero. How to stay consistent on not fapping? Like when you first start, you feel like you will never fap again, but you just can't control yourself. Number one, don't trust your willpower. Willpower tends to be flaky. You can promise yourself, I'm going to gym 7 times a week, starting on Monday. Yeah! But the main thing is you shouldn't combat No Fap with your willpower. You should try and combat No Fap with strategies, with a plan that takes into account your limited willpower. Now, most of the time, the No Fap cycle looks something like this. First off, you have temptation. And then when you have the temptation, most of the time, you will lead to a relapse if this missing component exists. And this missing component is called a trust in your own willpower. So you experience temptation, you tell yourself, I believe that I can withstand this temptation. It's just a pop-up, it's just browsing a good video. So you trust in your willpower and eventually it leads to a relapse. Now I know this because I have relapsed before. All you viewers watching this definitely have relapsed before. It is a very powerful urge and everyone relapses. Almost everyone watches pornography. But the thing is, pornography actually causes damage to your brain, and that is why we are on this No Fap journey. Now, this sidetrack aside, temptation, trust in your own willpower leading to relapse, and then it's a cycle. After relapse, there will be what you mentioned, there will be a sense of guilt or resolution where you say, I will never ever fap again. But the main thing is this resolution is still based on willpower. And that is why a lot of people tend to fail. They go from temptation, trusting in willpower, relapsing, resolution, which is also trusting in their willpower, temptation, trusting in willpower, and the cycle goes on. And the missing ingredient is to tell yourself, I am not as strong in being able to resist this area of temptation. In fact, just to sidetrack a bit, I think there was this survey that people wanted to do, okay, in a certain, I think, European country, where they wanted to survey people on the street, men actually, to ask, have you ever watched pornography or masturbated? And then they wanted to compare a control group of people who have never watched pornography or masturbated versus people who have watched pornography and masturbated. They want to compare. I don't know what it is that they want to compare. Maybe how they view society and all those stuff. And you know what? They wanted to find men, I think, 16 to 20. But the details aren't the important part. The thing is, they surveyed thousands of men in that country, thousands of men, and all of them watched pornography. All of them masturbated before because they wanted to find like masturbation virgins, and they couldn't find any. So this goes to show how prevalent this male need for sex actually is. So don't think that you are strong enough because thousands of male, no one really taught them, I think. It's not like every one of us agreed, okay, let's teach the next male how to masturbate. It just comes from within. But if you put certain strategies, you will have a much higher chance of succeeding. If you have accountability, if you share with perhaps someone you trust, if you watch these videos and understand the struggles that other men go through, it is possible to succeed in your No Fap journey. So tell yourself, I'm not as strong, and build your environment around the idea that you are not strong enough to resist this temptation. It means pornography blockers. Set certain non-negotiable rules. Like I mentioned, stop touching your dick. If you don't take step 1, you will never reach step 10. Easy. The first step is touching your dick. Don't touch your dick. Okay? Another one is to be so focused on scheduling your time and pursuing your goals that you do not have the time for fapping. And the last tip I have for you is to always calibrate. Very few people who are serial pornography addicts succeed the first time. Very few succeed the first time, if not none. You will go through 10 days relapse, 14 days relapse. But always calibrate. Ask yourself what went wrong. Maybe you rely too much on your willpower. Always calibrate and don't have a perfectionist mentality. Even if you fail right now, you went 200 days and then you failed and you started thinking, oh shit, I lost my perfect streak. That's not the point. Don't have a perfectionist mentality, and you can't change what's in the past. So just focus on who you are right now and make sure that today you're doing the best you can today, and tomorrow will be better for you. Now, I hope you like this video. If you like it, comment, subscribe, share this video, and I will share the rest of the questions that I will answer in the part 2, perhaps tomorrow. Till then, I'll see you again.